Good afternoon, all community members. We are gonna be 2 minutes, then we'll start. Today's meeting is gonna be very, very brief. We are on a time limit, so we'll do it as fast as we can. We'll definitely start at 13:02 with all the members that is in the meeting at that time. Thank you for your time. All right. Good afternoon, community. Thank you very much for your time. I am going to be muting everybody as we go on. Otherwise, this meeting is going to become a very noisy one. So if I mute you, please don't take it personally. It's just for the process of this meeting. Purpose for the meeting. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time and helping us to drive this community going forward. I want to take this time to thank all of the members that's actually helped us and community members that's helped us so far. We really have done some amazing work. Unfortunately, we are in a strange position with the Ekurhuleni municipality, but we're going forward. That's the most important part. So today on the agenda, we've got a couple of things. Today's main purpose is the voting of a new financial director, and that will be done in the contribution group on WhatsApp. So all of the contributing members, the two names, the profiles is out already. Please read through it, familiarize yourself, and we're going to do that as fast as possible. Planning would be within the next 5 to 6 minutes. We wanna do the voting on the group, and then we're gonna proceed with the other 2 or 3 points that's still on the agenda. So I'm gonna start off by asking Jessica if you can just start off the meeting, and then every director is just gonna continue down the agenda as planned.
Yeah, thank you, Jean. Welcome, everybody. It's good to have you all here. I would like to report the apologies for today. We only received one apology from Joanne van Wyk. She's gonna miss this meeting, and if any one of you have an apology from your side, you can maybe unmute and speak up. Otherwise, then we can go to the next step. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Jessica. All right, maybe if you have an apology, just put it in the chat box, and we can keep this meeting as tight as possible. The next person that I would love to asked to just give us some amazing feedback. She's really dedicated quite a bit of her time and been on it for the last over a year, speaking to multiple people and really being tenacious. I think that's the most important word I can use. So Lizelle, if you can just maybe give us a little bit feedback on the application, please.
Hi, everybody. I don't know if anybody can see me. There we go. Right. The process is unfortunately very long with the council, as we all know, but the gentleman that's helping us at the legal department, he's handing in all his signed documents on Monday to the department, and then each of those departments will then make contact with us as to find out our processes and their processes and whether they've got any issues. So that will hopefully start on Monday this week coming, where they'll start making contact with me. Other than that, we are just waiting patiently in the hands of the council. That's all I have for you guys. I'm sorry it's not more. Thanks so much. Back to you.
Well, I want to say that the most important thing has been done. We have been issued a vote number, and the money has been paid over to Ekurhuleni. So there's a paper trail already started, and this puts us in a very good position. After a lot of research and talking to a whole bunch of enclosures up to this point, there's no enclosure in the Ekurhuleni that has not been approved up till the point where we are right now. So please take that message to your neighbors and your friends in the community, is that's the only thing that really keeps us going. There is definitely a massive light at the end of the tunnel. Just if you look at the facts, 100% of the enclosures at the point that we are right now, application has been paid, documents has been signed, traffic engineer has been paid. That's the biggest challenge. Most communities don't get the 50,000 Rand together to unite and get that done, and get it approved, because there's certain things. The traffic has to there has to be a capability for places for traffic to flow for it to be done, and ours are approved and done. So yeah. I'm gonna hand it back to Lizelle and to start the voting process. I am gonna do the poll on the financial contribution group. So Lizelle, if you want to take it over, please. Maybe, yeah.
Hi, everybody. As you've read on the financially contribution group, the profiles of Walter and Michelle, who are both in our community and very passionate about assisting us and serving us. We are going to open up the poll. So Jean is going to do that for us now on the financial contributing group. And if anybody gives me a thumbs up or a vote on the Zoom call, we will count it from there. So the poll is now open. So please, can you make your nominations? Thank you.
Lizelle, I think what we're going to do in this situation, maybe we give it 3 or 4 minutes, and then we can make the final count.
I agree. We can actually proceed with the meeting while everybody's voting.
All right, fantastic. I think one of the biggest concerns that we do have is the reason why we all united on the 18th of December 2023 and spoke about this whole process of taking action and getting the enclosure and keeping our family safe. So On that topic, we are going to ask Poti to share with us the stats and some very important information about how we should be going forward, and important information for you. Poti, over to you.
Thank you, John. Good evening, community. Hope you're all well. Yes, yeah, I've been closely monitoring the crimes reported within our community. And as you can see, oh, you won't see it, but I can see it. There has been an increase in crimes reported within our area for the past 3-4 months compared to the same period in 2024, which actually raises a concern towards us that the crime is going to go onto the increase as well. And it's not going to go down unless we get this place enclosed like here on top by Lillianton. And yeah, I know that these incidences will actually be more if cases that was reported or that did occur was reported. So yeah, I would also suggest, John and the community, that please, if you don't report any crime or you see something suspicious, please email us to our email address at woodfield.closure@gmail.com. It's also for our attention. This will also assist us going forward to compile the cases reported as well as the cases that's not reported. I know most of us don't have the time or energy to battle in court or to wait for the SAPS to come and open your case. But please feel free, report it to the woodfield.closure@gmail.com, and then we can also add it to our cases that we've currently got. Thank you, John.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Poti. I think this is probably the most important thing that is vital in our process, because we have now been given a piece of inside information on getting the enclosure pushed a little further, faster, and put it on an urgency to the municipality. But we need every single person in the community to really take this serious. If something has happened at your property, please open up a case. Please go to the Boksburg North Police Station and open up your cases, because personally, I am fairly active as a community member, trying to keep our community safe. My kids, I try and promote our kids walking outside and being safe outside around the dams. So to do that, me as a father, I have got to, and there's some great individuals. I don't want to name all of them just because it's going to be too many. And if I miss someone, then it feels like we miss him. But the amount of things that we've been able to stop in our community and recover back the goods to the rightful owners has been way more than the cases that's been opened up. For us, it is very important to stress this fact. Poti is a policeman, employed police officer, and he can see that people are not reporting. And the problem with that is if we're going to sit in a tribunal with the Ekurhuleni discussing our crime, and the main reason why we're doing the enclosure is to keep our community safe. I know that in the last year, just more than a year, there was 5 incidences of armed incidences in our area where vehicles were used. In the last year, I stand to be corrected, but I'm not aware of any criminal activity that was done with an armed robbery on foot. A couple of probably 2 years ago, there was some of them. Not at the moment, but those are the cases we need to prove our fact, why it is so important to keep ourselves safe. You might think it's a small offense. It is a massive offense once it's on the database. So please do take that into consideration. The next point on today's agenda is the membership. I really want to urge everybody, if you have a new neighbor or a neighbor that's not on the Woodfield main group, please ask them to join us. It is very important. If you are a tenant and you are not on the group, but your landlord is not, please communicate with them and share this information with them, because The thing is, we need to unite and have one database where we can liaise vital information when we need it. As we go through this process, there's going to be times where we need information on how many domestic workers comes into the community, which roads do they follow to get into the community, so that we can create a safe environment for our workers that comes into the community, and which routes do they follow, so that we can increase and help safeguard those routes. So really, if you are not on the main groups, and I know all of you would be, please encourage the people that you know in the community to please join that group. I'm gonna what we'll do is we will definitely share that link on the group again, where anybody can click on the link and they're automatically added to the group. Please don't ask one of the administrators to add your neighbor, because it's a lot of admin. There's over 600 people on that group at the moment. At the moment, I think we are at 719 properties in total that we're planning to include in the enclosure. So having said all of that, please let's help our neighbors to get into the main group. Even if you're muted and you just read it once a week so you can see what's going on, it would be very important. There's a lot of projects and things that's still coming, that is just going to help us with communication as much as possible. The second thing, the next thing on today's point is the financial contribution and budgeting. On the budgeting part, I'm just going to handle that today. As you all know, that the financial director has resigned. So I want to assure everybody that every single cent of the community's contribution is 100% safe in FNB. There was no cash received. Everybody that did do cash payments did it through ATM into the FNB bank account. So the track records are all 100% safe. There is controls in place to always make sure that the finances is taken care of. No money has been paid out except for the traffic impact study that was done. We have done it on an open meeting, so everybody approved it, and we did lay in front of the whole community the multiple quotes we got, and we chose the one. I think we definitely chose the best one. He also did Lillianton. He also did Upper or Whitfield Estate, which is Green Streets area, where Helen is the chairperson. And I want to mention that as well, is that we are in 100% unity between ourselves and the Whitfield Estate enclosure. We're always in contribution. We're in a great relationship. We spoke to Helen a couple of days ago, and she actually made a suggestion that whoever we decide on doing the enclosure, the construction work, to maybe do it as a joint venture. They do their and ours. In that way, we can sort of get a better financial or a better quote or better budget for all of us. So it's a win-win in both sides. And also it's going to look nice, because now both of us would have some sort of unison. It's not going to be pink and green on the two different sides of maybe it's different colors, but the quality would be the same. That's what we're trying to get to. On that, as a budget, we have received one quote for the enclosure up to this point. Please do still get in touch with us about that. I think we spoke about it, the directors, 2 or 3 nights ago when we sat with the nominees for the financial director, and we said we probably going to get 2 days where we're going to ask all the contractors that is wanting to tender towards this project to come and meet us at once, and we do one walkthrough around the community to show exactly where and what we are expecting. Please do understand that the traffic impact study has been done, but once the approval is done, it can change. Once we go through the tribunal, which is like a court system, and we debate certain things, there might still be changes in what the Ekurhuleni wants us to do, and what we have presented to them. So there's still changes that can be done, but the long and the short is that the enclosure parameters has been set. That the chances that will change is very slim because of the engineer that showed us the capability. So we're probably going to suggest 3 days, all of the contractors that wants to come out and tender towards the work to come at it once, and we walk through the whole process. I know there's some highly qualified contractors that's contacted us, Clearview. There's really some great people in the industry. So that would be part of the budget for the future. At the moment, the only budget that we do have is the banking fees. Other than that, there's no plans on any expenses until we start in closing. But now on that same note, I really want to urge the community to please keep on contributing as much as you can. We're not telling you to do this or do that. Whatever you feel you can comfortably afford to contribute towards this cause, is every little cent is helping the cause to go to the next level. We are past the toughest spaces. We've passed most of the biggest hurdles where most of the enclosures fails. We've gone through all of that. We are in, we paid, the application has been handed in. Everything is done to a point where we now literally just waiting for the process to be handed into the right person's hands so that the process can go to the next level. But every single cent is going to lighten the workload when we have to start going for it. My prediction, and please don't keep this as a fact because we've looked at some of the numbers. Potty has got some quotes for the signs. We've got this one quote at the moment for the actual work to enclose the community. We're probably looking, and remember, we need to take 20% of whatever we spend. So let's say we spend R1 million. We got to invest 200,000 Rand in a side account, non-interest bearing for the Ekurhuleni if they ever need to change things that we made a mistake of. So it's like an insurance, if you want to call it that. So that's one of the rules: is 20% of whatever we spend, we need to safeguard in a holding account for the Ekurhuleni to rectify anything that they're not happy with. If that ever happens, it's a rule of all the enclosures. So having said all of that, my prediction is we're probably looking in the region of about 2 to 2.5 million Rand to do this project, just the infrastructure. What I can also say to you is that the parks is going to fall in our duties. So we already spoke to someone in the community that does lawn cutting and has tractors that's willing to assist with that. So the hurdles that we are afraid of is all taken care of. But the long and the short comes down to is if every single one of us, and we can ask more of the community to really start just contributing what they comfortably can, then we're gonna lighten the load when we get there. At the moment, I can say that we have 248,299 Rand and 30 cents up at this given point in the bank. Most of the capital is invested in an interest-bearing account. We are bearing interest on every single cent that's in the NPC to make sure we optimize, and we not just putting the money in an account and just keeping it. We're trying to make it grow while we're going through this process until we get approval. So if there's any questions on the finances and the budget, please you're more than welcome to email the Whitfield Closure Group. I'm going to end off with the finances. This is now the finances is done. I want to mention something else on that same email. If you have any type of problems in the community that you need to bring under our attention, please email it through to us. We've had a very strange email this week, which became a very fruitful email of a resident that complained about a certain thing, the street walkers in Main Road. And thanks to Lizelle for thinking on her feet, the information went to the right hands at the municipality, and I believe that the proper action is going to be done. We've seen what the municipality and the councillor and ourselves were communicating between, and certain actions will be taken care of. Now, as I end off that, I want to say that the enclosure actually gets more power as we go forward, just because we start talking from a 700 households voice when we speak to the municipality instead of one person emailing the municipality. They probably receive a couple of 100,000 emails a day, complaints. And if we can sort of zoom in on the really important things and we can get it in the right hands, we as a community can get more power to actually start protecting and improving our community. So if you have certain things like that on heart, please mention it. I am now going to hand it back to Lizelle, and then we're just going to go through the voting, and then she can wrap it up, and we can go on with the process.
Thanks, John. Okay, so we started our poll at 13:08, and at 13:16 voting was done. Michelle came in with 7 votes, and Walter came in with 11 votes. So congratulations, Walter. We will verify all these votes that have been done. But thank you to everybody that has voted, and thank you for the confidence that you're instilling in Walter, and as well as your votes for Michelle. It was really great. It was a tight win, but yeah, 7-11. Thank you so much. That's all from me. I think we're going to cut off soon. I'm not sure if we're going to have a Q&A after this, but if anybody has any questions they'd like to pose right now, they're more than welcome to type it in or give us a shout as well.
Thank you very much, Lizelle. All right, so I want to just mention something about the financial directors. We, as the 4 directors that's currently the office bearers, had a meeting with both of these individuals, and they're both willing to serve more than just for this position. So both of them have their own expertise in certain fields, and that really helps us with the transparency within this organization. So although the position is officed by one person, there is we're very grateful for their willingness to help us in making sure that the finances is taken care of and going forward. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone. We are gonna jump over on a new meeting. If anybody has questions, they're more than welcome to open up their mics. I think let's just raise your hand. You do that by clicking on just click on the raise your hands, and then we're going to give one person at a time opportunity to ask a question. If we do get cut off, we will start at 1:45 a new session on this exact same link, if we need to answer more questions. With that, I'm going to say that this meeting for today is closed, and well done to Walter, and thank you very much for Michelle. It's definitely not the last that you would see of Michelle. There is some great things that's coming that I'm very excited about, and thank you very much for everybody that took the time to come on to this call this afternoon. And also, this will be uploaded to YouTube for review afterwards. All right, I don't see anybody having any questions. We're going to close this platform and have an awesome day further.